if the moment your heart stops isn't the end, but just a cruel reset button? Think about the feeling of waking up from a nightmare, gasping for air, relieved to be back in the safety of your bedroom. Now, imagine that relief curdling in your gut as you look down at your own hands and see the dirt from the grave you just crawled out of. What if death isn't a destination, but a loop you can't break? Welcome to Shadowland, a place where darkness breathes and silence speaks. Tonight, we descend into the harrowing account of a man who died thrice in a single night deep within the Pacific Northwest. A story that suggests our transition to the other side might not be as permanent as we've been led to believe. Stay until the end. If you want to know what happens when the universe decides, it's not done with you yet. Elias didn't believe in ghosts, but he believed in the isolation of the Oregon tree line. He was driving a desolate stretch of highway, the kind of liminal space where the gas stations are closed and the radio only plays static. The first time he died, it was quick. A deer, a slick patch of road, and a sudden, violent roll into the ravine. He felt his neck snap, a dry, sickening crack, and then nothingness. He woke up behind the wheel. The car was idling, the headlights were cutting through the fog, illuminating a perfectly empty road. No deer, no blood, his neck felt fine. He laughed, a shaky, American sound of pure relief, thinking he'd just fallen asleep at the wheel. He shifted into drive, his hands trembling against the leather. He was safe. Then he looked in the rearview mirror. Sitting in the back seat was a figure that looked almost human, but its proportions were just off. Its skin looked like wet paper stretched over a frame that wasn't quite a skeleton. It didn't speak, it just reached forward with fingers that were 2 inches too long. The second death was much slower. He woke up again. This time, he wasn't in the car. He was standing in his own basement back in the suburbs. It was quiet, the furnace hummed a low, comforting tune. He walked toward the stairs, desperate to find his wife, to feel the safety of a home invasion that hadn't happened. But when he reached the top of the basement stairs, he saw himself! Another Elias was sitting at the kitchen table, eating breakfast, laughing at a joke his wife hadn't finished yet. The other Elias turned his head 180 degrees, his neck making that same sickening crack from the car accident. It smiled with too many teeth and whispered, "Third time's the charm." The police found the house empty the next morning. No signs of a struggle. No Elias, just a single set of muddy footprints leading from the basement door and vanishing into the wall. If you want to survive the next night in Shadowland, make sure to subscribe and leave a light on in the comments. It helps us find you in the dark. Sleep well, if you're sure the person sleeping next to you is actually the person you married.